Typhoon Sinlaku is rapidly intensified overnight as it makes its way toward the Mariana Island chain and Guam. We have a lot of U.S. service members there, and their families, so it's very important that we get the word out to them. And I'll be putting together a forecast to talk about the latest track intensity and what my thinking is on where it's going to go and what the impacts will be next. So here is the Himari 9, Channel 9 water vapor loop of Sinlaku. Hope I'm pronouncing that right. Apologize if I'm not. We see a lot of different minor islands here, but to the left here, you can see Guam right down in here. I know the image kind of shifts. That's just a different perspective based on where the satellite is, right? But and the Mariana Island chain is here, right? And we have a lot of service members that live on Guam and their families. And this is rapidly intensified overnight. I just wanted to show you the latest location here in the water vapor loop. All right, I know I'm repeating myself, apologize, but I'm kind of mortified by the possible impacts here. So I want to put this video out as soon as possible here. So the water vapor loop here shows a lot of outflow aloft with this system. You can see the streaming high pressure aloft really building over top of the system. What you notice is some dry air up to the north and east of the system, and that's likely what's forcing it to maybe move in this direction here right now, okay? Now, let's take a broader view of the system. And I apologize, I pronounced it wrong. Typhoon Sinlaku, not Sinlaku. Sinlaku, I put a I on there, not a U. That's my fault. Sorry about that. Here's one more view of the typhoon here, super typhoon. Obviously, very intense. This is a close-up meso loop centered right on the cyclone. You can see Guam right over here on the left. And here's one more image from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center of Super Typhoon Sinlaku. And I keep providing these images so you'll get an idea and reference points to Guam and the Mariana Islands here. Now the initial intensity is probably 130 knots, which is close to 150 miles per hour with gusts up to 160 knots, which is probably close to 200 miles per hour. That may be even stronger given its current presentation, but either way, it's kind of a moot point right now, given how intense it is, right? And given the favorable outflow conditions to the south and to the north, this system will likely intensify even more to a Category 5 storm before it reaches the Mariana Island chain, okay? And this is the latest track guidance in the cone. It looks a little bit different because it's from the Joint Typhoon Warning Center here. You see Guam is not within the highest impact range here, right? But Trojan Island and Rhoda look to be square in the track right now, okay? So what does that mean? Well, there's still some uncertainty in the track guidance, but and Guam will still be within, according to this, within the hurricane force wind gust area. So let's take some more look at the different forecast products here. So there's only 3 models that are used for this model track guidance, the GFS, and I think it's a HAFS-A, and the GEM model. There's other global models, I'm going to show you those as well, but these are the 3 I want to show you to start with. Within 48 hours, it's supposed to be just to the north of Guam here, towards the Rhoda or that other island, Trojan. I can't remember the exact name of it. Doesn't really matter, okay? But you can see where it's expected to go here. Now, if you take a look at the DEFS ensemble, which probably is the most reliable, but I'm still going to show it to you with the models, with the track here. All of them take it, keep it a 940 millibar, which I think it's already less than that, right? So it's already more intense than that, but I can show you the model guidance diverges some as you get further out. But I think the models are converging on a better solution already. And, you know, still with 48 hours to go, there's still some wiggle room here. But given the amplifying trough to the north and east of the system, you're going to have recurvature. It's just a matter of when. So I'm going to start this off by what we think the current intensity is with the HAFS-A model, which is a high-resolution hurricane model here. This is pretty accurate about its initial intensity, right? Around 927, rapidly intensified overnight, okay? I've been trying to find some advisory products for the Guam area, but I think if you live there, you already know you're either in a typhoon watch or warning. Most of the Mariana Islands and Guam as well. But the good news for Guam, I think, is that right now it looks like the cyclone core is going to be just to the north of the islands, all right, of Guam. Although you still could be very close to the most intense winds right on the northern part of Guam here. This isn't an exact track, okay? This is just one model, right? But they have say at this range is pretty reliable, all right? And the forecasters also have noted that the track has shifted a little bit further north in the past 24 hours. So that's good news for Guam. But don't let your guard down here. You're still going to have up to typhoon, hurricane force wind conditions, very gusty winds, heavy rainfall. Um, take precautions now to protect life and property, especially the level on the northern shore here. That's where it looks like the most effects are going to be. And if you do live in these other islands, man, I hope it doesn't come over top where you live. I know some people do live here, but I don't know what kind of communication they have in this area. This is another look at the typhoon, right? Simulated radar, composite reflectivity. You see Guam down here. Here's the center of our storm, moving right to the north here. So this is where it's forecast to be roughly 39 hours from now. It doesn't go any further than this, but I mean, it's still too close for comfort, guys, and this path could change. One thing I'm going to do, and I haven't used this in a long time, is go use the Google DeepMind model and see what it thinks next. So here's the Google DeepMind. This is initialized 00Z this morning, so it's a little bit older, but what we have here is the Google DeepMind experiment model, weather next graph, and their experimental models. So like I said, you got the three models here. Forgive me for repeating myself. Little initialization is weaker than it really is right now, but we get up to, let's go back to what time it is now. Let's see, about 12Z, that's about right. So where we got the Cat 4 here is likely what we're seeing, right? We know that. So let's take the 2 off. And the weather next gen, let's take this one off. That has a Cat 1, which is, here's your experimental model. All right. So what does this show as far as paths go? Here's all the members. Okay. All the members take it to the north of Guam. But if you put on all the different models here, including the European, you have quite a bit of model spread, and only one of them takes it even close to Guam at this point. But quite a bit of spread as you get further out here in time with this. All right, so go back a little bit. Pretty tightly clustered here. The intensity is still not really accurate with the exception of the experimental model. All right. So all that being said, I would prepare for at least hurricane force wind gusts or higher, especially on the northern edge of Guam as this system approaches. I'm going to spend some more time analyzing this and talking about this later. But you still got 48 hours to prepare for this. And if you live in this area, I'm sure you have the tools in place to prepare for this as well. All right. So this preparation is not new to you, given you live on an island. So now's the time to make sure you have everything ready. And I'll be happy to answer any questions or concerns. I want to make sure y'all are safe out there. Let me know what you need. I love y'all. Take care. God bless.